Hi guys, so today I want to talk a little bit about what relationships have taught me while I do my face. Please excuse my congestion. I'm still a little congested, but I am getting a lot better and all that jazz. I have not regained my taste or my sense of smell, even though I can breathe out of my nose, but there's that. So hopefully my taste and smell will come back here very soon. But today's topic is mainly just wanted to express how and what relationships have taught me, even me being 22. My birthday is this Sunday, so I will be 23 years old. So my title will probably say 23. So I'm technically not 23 yet, but we just gonna round up because today is Friday and my birthday is Sunday. So 23 years old, and what relationships have taught me while being the age that I am at. But thank you guys so much for your support, and I pray that this video is some type of mental break for you. I keep saying it in my recent video just because I know everything that's going on right now is very heavy. So first I'm going to start with my Milk Makeup Hydro Gripping Primer. This is my favorite facial primer, and I'm just saying my battery is dying as soon as I start recording. For real. Let me change my battery. Hold on. Any other fellow YouTubers struggle, like, I don't know what, when you get ready to film, like right when I was setting up to film and I finally got situated, I dropped a cup of orange juice. And it's my fault. I should have finished drinking it and put it in the kitchen like I usually do. But I don't know. I guess I was just trying to, I don't know. The last thing I need are ants or anything getting up in here. If it's anything, I think it's mainly about loving yourself. Loving yourself, self-love, all of that jazz is so important. If I could go back to like middle school or high school and know what I know now, and just, you know, cater to me, cater to my feelings. And if I could just focus on, you know, catering to what Jalen wants, what Jalen likes, the important things to me, that's what I would do. That would be my main focus. Honestly, it wouldn't be a guy. It wouldn't be any of those things, because even when I went to college, I'm not going to say my schoolwork was my complete focus, because I did have relationships, not serious relationships, but relationships with people, you know, just kind of dating and things like that. You know, I think I would mainly just really put my head into the books and really figure out what it is that I want to do with my career. Because if you don't know, while I was in college, I did take up psychology. And I believe that if I would have just focused a little bit more on my schooling, I would have figured out that psychology was not what I wanted to do and take up. And I feel like I would have completed college, because little FYI, I did not finish college. I actually quit after two and a half years, maybe 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. I quit after going to college for 2 years. And do I regret it? I don't regret it, but I do feel that I should have stayed. I should have stayed and just like dabbled into something else, maybe until I figured out what I wanted to do or something like that. But I'm glad that I did walk away just so I could find myself, because I was losing myself while I was in school. And I don't mean for this video to be about school, but I'm saying it for a reason, and I believe someone will be helped. So if you are getting ready to start college, or you're still in college and you are thinking of dropping out, I always say mental health over anything, because at the end of the day, if you're struggling with like your mental health and trying to do school, it's really hard. And I'm not saying drop out of school, because again, me looking back, I wish I wouldn't have. So I'm saying if you can, just, you know, seek some counseling, things like that. And if you have to, cut some other things out of your life so you can juggle those things. I focused on the wrong things while I was in school. I just focused on the wrong things, and that's just what it is. I focused on the wrong things. I was worried about being in a relationship. I was worried about, you know, who my person would be. And at that time when I did start college, I did have a boyfriend at the time. Not gonna lie, like that was kind of like my focus. But as I got into school and I was really, you know, it was just kind of like a really big change, because now I'm really becoming an adult, and I wanted to make sure I was doing the adult things and taking care of the responsibilities that I had accumulated. And, you know, I kind of fell off of that, because now I'm just thinking about, you know, a relationship. If I could tell my high school self, right when I was graduating, if I could tell my high school self, you know, of what to do, it would be, don't focus on a relationship. Don't. Just because you're so young, you're so vibrant, there's so much for you to offer to the world than just being someone's girlfriend. And I'm not saying that you can't be in a relationship and, you know, get things done. But I'm just speaking for me when I say these things. I was not able to handle all of it because, I mean, you think about it, if the relationship was all peaches and cream, then yeah, you know, it would probably be a lot easier. But I didn't go through easy relationships. I dealt with a lot mentally, and that made it extra hard for me. So I wasn't able to juggle it, but not saying you can't. Wrapping around of turning 23. You know, I'm finding myself single and just trying to really find myself. I feel like your high school years, even your college years, are years for you to really find yourself. Ideally, a lot of people will say that you'll find your soulmate probably in college, just because you're older then, you're out on your own, you're away from home, you're finding yourself, and you're more equipped, or you're more, I guess, decided in your mind, because now you have like a focused goal of like what your career is going to be. So a lot of people will say that they'll find their soulmate, or, you know, their person. I like to say my person. They'll find their person in college, which everyone has their own story. I'm not saying you will. I'm not saying you won't. I'm not saying any of that. Some people find each other in high school and are able to go through college and make a life for themselves and still be together. Like, that's very rare, and it's a blessing. So if that's your life, kudos to you. Congratulations. That's awesome. Me just looking back and just seeing everything that I dealt with, I just truly believe that I focused too much on the relationship aspect. And that may say a lot, maybe something from childhood. I'm trying to fill the void of something that happened to me in my past. I don't know. Therapy is needed, because I would like to figure those things out. Because I think about it sometimes, I'm like, why did I focus so much on being in a relationship as opposed to just diving really deep into my schooling and making sure that part of my life was decided? But I do believe everything does work out for, you know, a divine purpose. And if the Lord just had me, you know, doing X, Y, and Z to kind of figure myself out, then fine, you know. But I'll never really know what it would have been if I would have stayed in school, or if I would have just gotten rid of the relationship aspect of my life and just focused on schooling. I know my audience is around, you know, my age group, and I really want to make sure I speak to you young ladies or young men who may watch me and, you know, learn from me, learn from my mistakes. You know, I'm 23, I don't have a degree, and I am still juggling and still figuring out what it is, where I fit in life. You know, I'm doing YouTube full time now, but I am going back to school, and I'm still, me even being 23, I'm still figuring that out. Now, 23, I don't want to speak as if I'm just the oldest person in the room, but 23 to me flew by, okay? It flew by. I feel like I just graduated high school. I feel like I just started college, and like now, you know, life really does move at a fast pace. So you want to make sure that you cherish and use your time wisely, not because, you know, we say, oh, life is short or whatever, but because your 20s, you know, right now is such a viable and important area. This is the time for you to really learn who you are, learn what you like. You know, if you are free, and let's just say you don't have any children and you don't have a serious relationship with anyone, like, this is the time, and I'm just speaking to you if that's your life right now, you know, this is the time for you to go travel. This is the time for you to really figure out who you are, and it's so important to figure out who you are. I sat and tried to be in serious, you know, in serious relationships, not even knowing who I was. And that is not a good mixture, because at that point, you're trying to learn to love someone else when you haven't even taken the time to love you. And that's just as backwards as it can get. You know, my reality, I spent my entire high school career, if that's even the word, I spent my entire high school years in a relationship. I was never single in high school. Let's see, I had one boyfriend all through high school, and that's who I had lost my virginity to. So I was in one relationship all through high school. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have your friends, and if my memory serves me correctly, I'm pretty sure my ex and I had broken up a couple of times during my high school years. But for the most part, I had a boyfriend all through high school. One boyfriend all through high school. And then it wasn't until college that I actually, you know, that relationship didn't work out. So I ended up, you know, just kind of dating around. But again, it all goes back to, I did not take the time to really focus on Jalen, to really learn Jalen, to really figure out what it is that Jalen wants to do. So now it's to the point, me being 23 and me still not accomplishing the things that I wish I would have taken the time to accomplish, that I could have accomplished. You know, it's hitting me because I'm 23 and I don't want to rush my life. You know, I'm 23. And, you know, and I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm doing the math. I'm like, oh, okay, so in a couple more years, I'll be 25. And then that's 5 years away from being 30. So then my 20s are going to be gone. So will I be married by then? Will I have a degree by then? What kind of career will I have? Will I still be doing YouTube? Is that the only thing I'm going to be doing? Is that the only thing I'm going to be accomplished in? Or am I going to have any children? You know, my mind just goes 1,000 places. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that deals with these thoughts. But at the end of the day, I just want you, young lady, young woman who may already have a child, someone who's still in school, whoever it is, this message can relate to you. Figure out what you want to do. Do what makes you happy, whatever that may look like, whatever that may be. You have purpose. I don't want you to feel like just because you had a child at a young age that you don't have purpose. Yes, you do. You're a mom, you're a father. You have a responsibility, and you still have life outside of just being that too. There's so much that you offer to this world. You know, we are all created for a divine purpose. That's what God created us to do wonderful things here on this earth. See, I just got excited. I thought I caught a whiff of like something that smells good. So just me reflecting back on my life, there's so much that I wish I would have done differently. Mainly being, I wish I would have completed school, because last year would have been my completion of like undergrad. You know, I would have completed 4 years of college, and, you know, whatever the career choice I would have went into would have determined if I would have continued, you know, schooling, which the stuff that I was interested in anyway would have, you know, required me to continue my education, you know, to get a master's or something like that. So, you know, just looking back, I'm kind of like, well, you know, I wasted time and I wasted energy on people, and I was just really, you know, focused on the wrong things. I went through a season of major depression coming out of high school, and I didn't know how to deal with it. So that was honestly the main reason why I dropped out of college, was because I fell into depression. And it wasn't just solely because of, you know, my relationship status. Now, that had a lot to do with it, because I had, you know, relationship took a toll on me. But when I left college, and I'm just dropping everything. When I did leave college, I, you know, I had skipped out on some exams. Like, okay, I'm going to be real and transparent. I don't think I ever really shared this, but right when I dropped out of college, I didn't drop out the way I should have. I just stopped going. I remember getting emails from my professors, and they're saying, hey, exam starts at such and such time, you know, make sure you're here, blah, blah, blah. And then when I didn't come, you know, of course, I got the emails from my professor saying, hey, didn't see you. Are you sick? Is everything okay? If you have to, you know, I even had a nice professor to the point that she was like, hi, I didn't see you in, you know, the exam session today. If you were sick or if you need some extra time to study, let me know. I can work something out for you. I'll be here for another week if you want to retake it. I mean, just, you know, when you have people in your corner, like, that means something. And just the mind frame and the mindset I was in, I didn't even take it. I just didn't come. I just didn't go. You know, looking back, I'm just like, I was just really irresponsible about it and didn't do whatever it is I was supposed to do. So looking back, if I could change a lot of things, I really would. I really, really would. So now going forward, because I don't want to like just reminisce on the past and just kind of be sad about the things I didn't do. I've accomplished a lot since I did drop out of school, since I have found myself more and more and more. I have developed a platform that speaks to so many other young women like myself that, you know, I get inspired from, and I'm able to inspire, and that means the world to me. So I haven't failed completely. Am I going back to school? Yes, I am. I decided I'm going to take up mortuary science. I'm going to be an embalmer and a funeral director, so which is something that I never thought I would get into, but it's something I definitely want to tackle. And yeah, I couldn't be a doctor. Like, even me watching Grey's Anatomy, I couldn't be a doctor and work on live people and have that type of power in my hands to save a life or not. I don't want that. So I'd rather work with someone who has already passed, unfortunately. So the outcome is going to be the same, you know. So that's what I'm going to dabble into, and of course with other things that I have going on business-wise. The main thing I want you guys to take away from this video is, regardless of what age you are, there is still life inside of you. There is still a lot for you to accomplish, and I don't want you to, you know, just kind of look so much on your failures or your mistakes or the things that you didn't accomplish. Look at the things that you did accomplish. There's so much more that you accomplished that you didn't accomplish. And You know, and I always give people, every single day you wake up, you have breath. I congratulate everyone who is here today because one, God saved you. He has given you breath and life today. And two, life is hard, period. So if you're here, thank you. Good job. You're doing amazing because life, period, is hard. I don't care what your circumstances are. I don't care if you got money, don't got money, whatever. Life is hard, period, okay? There's a lot going on here. So you're doing great. You're doing great. Just the whole relationship aspect, man, I really did waste a lot of time being so focused on a relationship. And I don't know why. Again, therapy. And I guess I'm just a lovable person and I wanted to share the love that God has given me and showered on me. And I just always wanted to share that with someone else. But you know, like me moving forward now, I'm more equipped to take on more. I am more developed. And like I said in my healing video, you know, I feel like going through the things that I went through was training. It was training me to be who I am and who I'm supposed to be for my future self. Whatever chapter God has for me to go into next. That season was training for me. So now I've gone through the prerequisites. I've accomplished and I've graduated from that season because I didn't die. So I graduated from that season. So now I'm able to, you know, press forward into the next chapter. And I have everything that I need. And that's the good thing about God. Like, he's not going to let you go into your next season lacking anything. Because whatever you lack, he's full of. So in that case, you don't lack, period. You know, for any young girl, young lady who may be watching and just may want to learn from me in any way, don't focus so much on a relationship. Now, I'm not saying if you're in a relationship right now that you should just stop caring. It's nothing like that. If you're already involved with someone and you feel like that person is for you and, you know, you're equally yoked, yada, 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 then great, make it work. You know what I'm saying? But don't lose yourself in the midst of the relationship. Don't lose yourself. There's so much that you offer to the world individually that you have to tap into. And I don't want you to look back on life years down the road and be like, dang, you know, just learn from me. I spent my entire high school year not really caring about me like that. You know, I did what I wanted to do. I played my sports. I made good grades. I was at school just about every day. I mean, I did those things for me, but when it came down into really adulting and figuring out who Jalen was, I did not take the time to do that because I was so focused on being with someone. And it wasn't just anyone. I've only been in 2 serious relationships, and those are the relationships that I have been public with here on my platform. But outside of that, you know, I just going forward, there's just so much that I didn't give myself during those years that I wish I would have. But everything's a learning process, and I'm glad I went through the things I went through because I am who I am today. The way I think is so different than how I thought several months ago and even a year ago. And the way I used to think a year ago is scary because I was a wreck. You know, there was something I had watched. It was like back in February of 2019. And I was just looking at how in shambles I was. I was just so mentally gone, and it was so depressing. So just seeing where I am now at 23, I moved out on my own. I did it on my own. I'm here. I'm handling it on my own. I'm in entrepreneur mode. I'm doing it. And I'm so proud of myself. You know, I'm so proud of myself for picking myself up from what I was going through and what I was dealing with to be able to step out on my own and step out on faith and really, you know, live my life for God. And the different areas of my life that I know needed tweaking, I'm able to tweak those things, and I'm able to just maneuver on my own and really find myself. So I'm glad, looking back, I'm glad things didn't work out in my past relationships because I would have never given myself the time and energy that I'm giving myself now, because I would have been so consumed with that person. I would have been so consumed with that relationship, trying to make sure I'm being the best girlfriend I can be so I can get a ring and I can be a wife and I can be a mom and da-da-da. Like, I'm able to focus on me and make sure I'm whole. So when it is that time, I can present myself as 100% and not just 50, not just 40, not just 30. I'm able to present myself as a full, whole woman at 100% who knows themselves, who loves God, who is in their purpose, that type of thing. In a perfect world, you know, things would work out that way. And I know life happens and we don't always go as the plan or we think the plan should be or whatever the case is. But again, God has designed your life to be whatever it is to be for him. It's supposed to bring glory to him. So even in the midst of things not working out, even in the midst of things not being what you think they're supposed to be, it's supposed to bring glory to God. And I don't know why I'm saying that, but it's for all of us to take heed to that. But there's so much beauty in knowing yourself. There's so much beauty in finding yourself. There's so much beauty in that. And, you know, you may be light years ahead of me. You may be 19 right now, already in the mindset that I'm at, you know, and that's amazing. Being mature for your age, like, that's so beautiful. Like, you can do that. And I know there's a lot of you who are at such a, probably even in a more mature mindset than me, and you're younger than me, and that's amazing. Don't lose that. You know, as I'm learning at a young age, I'm glad I went through so much at a younger age, because now I don't have as much room for mistakes anymore. You know, I'm able to just kind of up and be like, okay, when I was 18, I learned this, I got that. Some people will not learn that until they're my age right now. So I'm taking everything for what it is and being grateful and just learning from my mistakes, learning from my experiences, and taking it and just doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? Just doing my thing. I know I'll be forever grateful for the experiences, because I was able to learn who Jalen is, and I'm still learning to this day. Like, I'm not done. Like, I still, you know what I'm saying, I still got a lot I need to learn about myself that I haven't grasped yet, but I feel like we will forever be learning something new about ourselves, because I've never been 23 before. I've never been 24 before. I've never been 25. You get it? I've never been 40 before. I've never been 50 before. So there's so much that we're going to continue to learn. I've never been a wife before. I've never been a mom before. So there's things I'm going to continuously learn as I continue to live, you know, and that goes for all of us. So don't beat yourself up. There's going to always be something for you to learn. So just with relationships and stuff like that, I'm able to take my experiences and learn from them, and now I'm able to implement those things that I've learned into my life and be able to help someone else. So even you being younger than me, take heed to what I'm saying and just learn from it. I'm not going to tell you anything that's not going to help you. You know what I'm saying? Also, thank you for any early birthday wishes. Whoop whoop. 23. I don't even remember turning 22. That's the crazy part. You know, because it's like you remember turning 16. You remember turning 18. If any age doesn't stick out the most, it's probably turning 18 and 21. Obviously, because that's when you're like, it's like 18, you technically become legal. So you like more open to doing things and being able to do things. And then it's like 21, you really in there. You're just like, all right, I'm really grown now. But like being 23, I'm kind of like, yo, 2 years from now, I'll be 25. Like I got a lot of work to do, okay? I got a lot to do. I'm going to be 25 in 2 years. Like that's a little scary to me, because I just filmed a skincare video, and when I tell you, shaving your face makes your skin look so flawless and so bomb. It makes your makeup, like I said before in my other makeup video, you know, just taking care of your skin first allows your makeup to lay and look a lot better. Oh my god. I'm trying to decide if I want to leave this head wrap on or not. I always gotta make sure to blend this area out more down here, because I've noticed when I do my face sometimes I don't blend this area out that well. That's what I hear all the time. Every time I film somebody on a stupid motorcycle. Let me go change my outfit so I can do a proper outro. Give me 1 second. Alright guys, I went ahead and just put on some hoops and this head wrap. This is actually a dress, so you can't see the bottom part, because in the words of Patricia Bright, nips to the wind. We don't want that. And this is actually the slip dress that was actually built in under this. I just put it on my head. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. So I hope this video was some type of information or just inspiration for you, just for you to not be hung up on the past and to congratulate yourself. The only reason why we should look back to our past is to see how far we've come, and to congratulate ourselves from not being there or going back there, but just to, you know, be happy, to be joyful, to be excited for the future, to see what's to come. And again, take the time to really love on yourself. Take the time to really make sure that you are nurturing yourself, giving yourself what you need, the same type of love that you'll give to someone else. The scripture, which I want to leave you guys with, is love your neighbor as you love yourself. And a piece of that scripture that really sticks out to me is that the scripture is talking about you're only able to love someone else the capacity or the same level that you love yourself. And I'm going to say it again. You are only able to love someone else the same way that you love yourself. And that says a whole lot, because if you're not able to love yourself truly, we're really not giving the other person the type of love they may deserve, you know. But we have to make sure we're giving ourselves love, catering to ourselves. And if you have to go through a season of finding out what self-love means to you, what that looks like, that's no problem. Do it. It's great. It's good. It's something that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. So make sure we are giving ourselves that time and dedicating that energy to ourselves to really love on ourselves and find out who we are and what we want to do with our life. And it's nothing wrong with loving someone else. Just don't lose yourself in the midst of it. So as for me and mine, I'm taking care of myself. I used to, you know, put myself last and not even put myself in the category of being cared for. Even though people, of course, cared for me, but as for myself, I made sure I cared for everyone else but me. And that's something I'm learning and I'm taking away. I'm never doing that again. You are amazing, and I don't want you to ever lose sight of that, regardless if someone didn't tell you that they love you or they didn't treat you right. Whatever it is, you are beautiful, you are loved, and you are needed in this world, and God loves you. Most importantly, He loves you. Also, I failed to mention, if you need like a pick-me-up or some type of inspiration, if you like to read or anything, what I've been reading here lately, and I'm almost finished with it, but it's this book by Michael Todd, Pastor Michael Todd of Transformation Church. I've been talking about Transformation Church for a minute now. He recently came out with a book called Relationship Goals. He does talks about like the different dynamics of relationships and how to go about relationships, whether it's with friends, your family, or even a person. But it really reflects back on like where we got these bad tactics and how to handle relationships like from back then, like our family and stuff like that. But I feel like this is such a really good read if you are interested in being in a relationship or just having a relationship with yourself. You can apply these tips with yourself. This is like free promo right here, and I don't care because this book has blessed my life completely. So this is a little insert just in case you want something to read. I highly recommend this book. They do have like a little study guide that goes with it. I have yet to purchase it just because I was going to wait till I finish the book, but I know they have like a little study guide if you like to take notes and answer questions and things like that. So I want to add that in there, so just in case you want to read. So of course, with that being said, as always, if you're new, I'm Jay. If you're not new, I just thank you so much for supporting me with whatever I do here with my channel. I love each and every one of you to no end, and of course, until next time, God willing, I will definitely see you all in my next video. Mwah.